The following video is about a man you might remember from previous clips on this channel, the guy with the haunted teddy. Well, it looks like things have taken a new turn. Whatever was tormenting him before seems to have moved on from the teddy, and is now targeting other things in his house. Watch this.
Me acabo de acostar, pero hay algo que lo escucho. Hay alguien corriendo. ¡Basta! 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 Aparece, aparece, basta. Aparece. Salí. Yo no te tengo más miedo. No te tengo más miedo. Aparece. Aparece. ¿Qué es eso? Estoy viendo ahí. ¿Qué es eso? Te estoy viendo ahí. ¿Qué es eso? Aparece. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás?
He keeps hearing strange noises, thuds, whispers, taps, and now even the doors are starting to act out on their own. It's like every time he thinks he's close to solving one mystery, another one shows up to replace it. So what do you think he's dealing with this time? Something attached to him? Or just the house itself? In this next clip, a guy named Mosh was streaming with friends when they noticed something unusual happening in the background. Have a look.
This is a pig challenge. No sweat. Get it? Pigs don't sweat. You got this.
The TV, which he even got up to confirm was completely unplugged, suddenly turned itself on and off. Some people believe the unplugged TV reacting like that could mean there's a strong electromagnetic presence, maybe even paranormal. Others say it might have stored a little residual charge and was reacting to interference from nearby devices. But then there's another angle that started a whole debate online: the fact that one TV was facing another. Some say that creates an energy loop, a kind of mirror effect that can attract strange occurrences or even confuse spirits. So what do you think? Was it a simple tech glitch, or did Mosh accidentally open some kind of strange loop between two worlds? Now, in this next clip, a family was out trying to find a nice park to spend the day with the kids. But for some reason, every park they searched for online either didn't exist or was closed. After driving around for a while and realizing they might have been scammed by Google Maps, they decided to ask people around, only to be told they had the wrong address. Not wanting to disappoint the kids or get an earful from his wife, the husband quickly came up with a plan B. He figured there's gotta be another park somewhere close by. So he stopped to ask someone on the road, and the guy told him, yeah, there's a park not too far from here. Well, there was one, but when they finally got there, nobody felt like having a park day anymore. Watch this.
Daripada tadi dah berhenti.
Kau buat apa Ha? Orang dah tak ada.
Kau boleh bergoyang sendiri pula kau ni. Aduh, petang-petang ni. Laju pula tu.
To be fair, you can't really blame the person he asked. He wasn't lying, there was a park. The husband just didn't specify whether he meant a family park or a possibly haunted do not enter type of park. Next time, maybe clarify that part. But back to the clip. The place was completely empty, not a single soul in sight. And then that swing started moving on its own. Yeah, that pretty much killed the whole family picnic vibe. What about you though? Would you still hop on one of those swings? I'd love to know. This next clip was recorded by a mother, and once again, another parent joins the growing list of people who believe children really can see things we can't. Because, as always, there are two sides to this argument. Critics often insist that kids only imagine what they can't explain, that it's a mix of overactive imagination, sleep patterns, and suggestive environments. Some even say parents often project their own fears or grief onto what the child says or does. But then there are parents like the woman in this next video, people who have witnessed things they can't rationalize no matter how hard they try. And for her, this particular moment was the one that changed everything. Take a look.
¿Qué pasó, mamá? ¿Se entiende? Luna. Regina, ¿a quién le hablas, mami?
Now, here's the story behind what you just saw. Sadly, the year she lost her first daughter, Luna, only a few weeks later, she found out she was pregnant again. It was a bittersweet moment, mourning one child while preparing to bring another into the world. The baby, named Regina, never met Luna. She was born into a quiet house where Luna's name was rarely spoken, not because they didn't love her, but because the grief was still too raw to revisit. But when Regina began talking, something strange started happening. She would wander around the living room, smiling and pointing at nothing, whispering the name Luna. At first, her mother brushed it off as baby talk until the words became clearer. Luna, she'd say, giggling, waving her tiny hands, and sometimes even running toward a corner of the room as if someone was waiting there. Many would say maybe she overheard her parents talk about Luna once, or maybe she saw a picture, but according to the mother, that's not the case. So how did she know it? Well, that was years ago. Fast forward to now, and things have only gotten stranger. Regina still mentions Luna, but lately what she sees doesn't seem as playful as before. Watch this.
¿Ya? ¿Ya nos dormimos? Mami, vámonos. Vente, vamos a dormir ya, corazón. ¿Por qué te vas para allá, mi amor? Vámonos ya, vente. Vente, vámonos a dormir ya. Vámonos. Regina, vámonos ya. Vente, mi amor. Vente. Vamos a... ¿Qué pasó? Ay, Dios mío. Ceñito. Vamos a dormirnos, mi amor, por favor.
Y luego esto.
¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Estás bien? Regi, agarra tu juguete, mi amor.
This time, viewers started noticing something the mother didn't catch at first. The door with the glass panel in the background. Something about it just felt wrong. Some viewers swore they saw a faint shape move behind it. Others claimed they saw a hand press lightly against the glass for just a second before vanishing. The comments flooded in, hundreds of people telling her to check that door, to record from a different angle, to maybe even bless the house. So she made a follow-up video to explain.
Para mí, el que mi hija se haya quedado adentro de mí, nunca salió de mí, nunca nada ni mínimo salió de mí. Para mí tiene un valor muy especial, tiene un significado muy mío. Espero que me entiendan y que no piensen que estoy loca. Para mí protegió a Regina porque el diagnóstico era muy malo. O sea, créanme que estuvimos en mucho peligro Regina y yo, y fue nuestro ángel, literalmente fue nuestro ángel, y así lo veo. Y desde chiquitita Regina tiene eso de que platica, ve a alguien, y yo estoy muy al pendiente. Les agradezco esa preocupación que tienen de que probablemente sea otra cosa, y yo estoy siempre encomendando a mis bebés, a mis hijas en general, a Dios. Pero mi corazón de madre me hace sentir como un sentimiento bonito de que si no es Luna, probablemente es alguien, su angelito, que está jugando con ella. No siento nada negativo, pero les agradezco su preocupación.
She said she doesn't believe it's anything evil, that whatever's happening doesn't pose a threat. She admitted that she's not sure it's Luna, but she believes it could be Regina's guardian angel, maybe someone sent to watch over her. "We're safe," she said in that video, trying to reassure her audience. But not long after, everything changed again. The same mother who once calmly explained the situation came back visibly shaken, this time asking for help.
¿Qué pasó? Ay, Dios, ahora sí me asusté. ¿Qué pasó? Ay, Raichi. Bueno, yo me estaba bañando y la dejé en el cuarto solita, con el cuarto cerrado. Y cuando me estaba bañando, oigo que grita y la veo ahí paradita, pero aquí gritando y haciéndole así con la mano, no. Obviamente me salí lo más rápido que pude, abrí la puerta, pues no hay nadie, mis hijas están dormidas y no hay nadie. Y está como asustada. Antes de que agarrara el teléfono, así con la manita le decía, no. Igual yo siempre encomiendo a mis hijas a Dios. Aquí tengo mi Biblia, un angelito, y siempre encomendada a Dios. Y no sé qué asustó a Regina mientras yo me estaba bañando. Y no es tan tarde, son las 7:28. Vente, mi amor. ¿Estás bien? ¿Estás bien? Vámonos. Vente. Mira, apunta para allá. ¿Qué, mi amor? Vámonos. ¿Qué, mi amor? ¿Qué hay? ¿Qué pasó? Ven, amor. Ven, amorcito, vente. Venga, mi niña. It's okay.
It's no longer about innocent pointing or quiet conversations. Now, Regina's screaming. The mother says the little girl wakes up in the middle of the night, pointing at corners of the room, crying, saying no over and over again. The only thing the mother's holding on to now is her Bible and her prayers, but it's getting worse.
Ya, mi amor, tranquila. Tranquila. Aquí estoy. Dame la mano. Aquí estoy, tranquila. Literalmente, el agua sigue corriendo. Me estoy bañando. Mi teléfono lo tenía ahí, pero lo quise agarrar inmediatamente. Ella estaba aquí jugando contigo, jugando con sus juguetitos. Y otra vez lo mismo. Un grito y apuntando para allá. ¿Qué pasa, mi amor? ¿Qué hay allá? Ay, Dios mío. ¿Qué pasó, mi amor? ¿Allá? No. Vámonos al cuarto. No. Ok. ¿Qué, Regi? No, mi amor, ven. Ay, Dios mío. No sé, ya no sé ni qué pensar. Me trae para acá. Aquí ya tengo súper iluminado. Ven, mi amor. ¿Estás... Aquí está como dejé todo a medias. Ya no sé ni qué pensar. Ya la acosté, ya se acostó con su hermana. Pero ya, o sea, ya es mucho. Ya es mucho, ya no sé qué pensar. La casa está relativamente iluminada, es de noche, ya van a ser las 9, ya nos vamos a dormir. Está iluminado aquí, está iluminado allá, aquí. Tengo esa luz también a medias, no la voy a tener tampoco completa. Pero ya no sé ni qué pensar.
It's hard to say what's really going on here, whether this is a haunting, a guardian spirit, or something else entirely. But one thing's for sure, this is a concerned mother who just wants her daughter to be okay. So what do you think? Is Regina really seeing her sister Luna, or something much darker pretending to be her? In this next clip, the popular ghost hunter Ian visits one of the most unsettling places he's ever explored, the old Berlin tannery factory. For years, locals have claimed the place is haunted by a spirit they call the Toucher, said to scratch, grab, or lightly brush against anyone who dares to walk its halls alone. And on this visit, Ian was about to find out why. When he arrived, he steadied his nerves and began moving toward the catwalks, the same ones where, according to local workers, a man had tragically fallen to his death decades ago. The air was thick, heavy, and Ian said it felt like someone was right behind him with every step. Then, this happened.
Oh wow, check out that truck. That thing looks like it's from like the 1950s. Boy, they got all kinds of cool stuff down here. Whoa. Look at that, that's like a Ouija board. That is freaky. That trailer is a planchette. Dude, just imagine if that thing moved around like a planchette. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't use those things. Bad juju. I came from in here. And there's the catwalks. Is that you in here? Are you working? Dude, it sounded like footsteps up there. Like hard, heavy footsteps. Oh my God. My heart is racing. But as you can see, there is no one up there. Is it all right if I come up there? Am I authorized? Could you make a noise to let me know? Shoot, well, I'm coming up anyway. Hope you don't mind.
Now, was that a good idea? Maybe not, because right after that, he took out his spirit box and climbed the stairs to the upper level. And what he heard next still spooks him till this very day.
I ain't got a light. Whoa. That was a man's voice right there. Are you saying your name? Who are you? Whoa. Sir, why do you still haunt this tannery? But you said railing. Railing. Like fell over the railing. Are you saying that you died on these catwalks? And that you fell? Whoa. It sounded like that's what happened. Jesus. This is so crazy. crazy. Thank you, sir, for communicating with me. Is there anything you would like to say? Sound like it said work. Are you going back to work? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back to work then, if that's the case.
He froze, then slowly turned to leave, trying to shake off the chill creeping up his spine. But before he could take another step, something happened.
That was insane communication. He literally just said how he died. And that's what they say. They say that a worker died here. That totally makes a lot of sense. Whoa, whoa, what the hell? Something just moved down there. Holy shit. Oh my God. Just look at that. What is that? That's like a cart. And it just freaking moved.
Ian stepped away, nearly tripping over a metal pipe. Could it have been the wind? He whispered under his breath, but the look on his face said it all. Deep down, he already knew the answer. For more haunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. The following clip was captured by Patricia, who works in a hospital in Florida that many believe to be haunted. She's experienced several unsettling moments, like hearing faint footsteps in empty hallways, gurneys rolling on their own, call bells ringing from rooms with no patients, and the distant sound of someone whispering her name when no one was there. Most times, she convinced herself she was just imagining it, until one day she overheard her colleagues describing the exact same strange experiences. So from that day on, they all agreed to record anything unusual. One night, Patricia caught this on camera. Watch
This. I know I've done closed this drawer 5 times already. Come on. Do it. You ain't gonna do it because I got the camera out. I keep closing these doors, and then every time I turn around, they're open, but I don't hear them open. I swear to God. Hey, you gonna open them? I know. Come on, open the top one. I'll start doing something. This room is creepy. I'm waiting for a watch. Come on. You wanna play? I've been trying to clean this room, but every time I turn around, there's stuff that's coming out these drawers. There's nobody else in here with me.
After waiting for a while, nothing happened, until suddenly the lower drawer opened. She also noticed something strange. The room had been cold, yet she suddenly felt an intense heat, as if something invisible was standing too close. This was enough to make her believe the rumors about the hospital might be true. But why is it that so many hospitals have ghost stories? Is it because of the countless lives that have passed? Or do the long, eerie corridors and quiet late-night shifts simply make our minds more prone to fear that we start to see things? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Now, this next clip was captured by Susie, a professional paranormal investigator whose work takes her deep into haunted locations in search of answers. Susie's fascination with the paranormal began in childhood after she saw a ghostly figure standing silently on her parents' landing. Since then, she's built a loyal online community called the Spooklet family and invites viewers to follow her into the unknown. This time, she visited a particularly creepy house, and here's what her camera recorded.
Is there anybody here with me? Any noises through there? Do you want to open that door for me? Come in. No. Am I actually watching this? Are you on cue? No. No. I'm at work. It's just that happened on cue. I don't know if I'm scared, shocked, amazed. I'm shocked, I'm amazed, and I'm scared. I think I'm all three. That was pretty awesome to catch on camera, I'm not gonna lie.
When she posted the footage, like many of her other eerie videos, viewers immediately began sharing theories. Some were deeply unsettled by the fact that she said, "Come in," before the door mysteriously opened on its own, warning that this could be seen as giving direct permission for a spirit or entity to enter. Others pointed out that it's even more chilling because doors in haunted places are often said to act as thresholds. Once crossed, whatever comes in might not easily leave, and if the spirit was already lingering outside, that single phrase could have been the exact invitation it needed. We can only hope that, if anything truly entered that house, it was a friendly presence, not something dangerous. Now, in this next clip, Josh hears a strange sound from downstairs that pulls him into the living room, only for him to capture something that still has viewers talking. Watch. After searching through the entire house and finding nothing unusual, he goes back to the living room, only to meet it in complete disarray. Just in case you missed it, here's how the room looked when he first came in. The cross hanging upright, the dining area perfectly arranged, every object in its place. But when he returns, everything's changed. The cross is now upside down, the refrigerator is wide open, one of the dining chairs is on top of the table, the chandelier swings as if disturbed by unseen hands, neatly stacked cartons now lie scattered on the floor, and the most unsettling of all, a knife stands upright, precisely stabbed into the chopping board, like a silent threat. When Josh posted this clip, the real conversation began. He revealed he's been living in the house for over 6 years, but the strange activity only started about 3 years ago, right after he bought a haunted doll off eBay. At first, it was supposed to be a joke. Instead, it became an open door to something he can't control. The obvious question came next: why not get rid of the doll? Well, that's where it gets complicated. Josh believes burning it could release spirits to roam freely, and moving it might not help either, since whatever's attached could choose to stay behind. If you're wondering why he has not found a solution in 3 years, it's because for years the disturbances were minor, easy to ignore, but in the past few weeks they've grown aggressive. Viewers quickly pointed out that poltergeists aren't known for turning crosses upside down, suggesting this might be the work of something darker, possibly demonic, and that the chaotic display was a warning of worse to come. Others thought they spotted movement behind the curtain, assuming someone was hiding there, but Josh explained, "There's a cat tree and chair behind the curtain. My cat likes to sit there and look out the window." That explanation made some take him more seriously, but still, no one has been able to offer a solid solution. So, what would you do in his place? And if it's not paranormal, then how do you explain what happened here? Now in this next clip, a family, already unsettled by a series of unexplainable events, decided to install cameras around their home. One night, the footage captured this. Watch closely. Now, this isn't just any bin, it's a motion sensor model designed to open only when something passes directly in front of it. But here, it lifts its lid without anyone or anything in sight. No pets, no drafts, no obvious cause. Some believe it could simply be a glitch in the sensor, while others are convinced it's something else entirely. Possibly an unseen presence testing its ability to interact with the physical world. And small movements like this are sometimes said to be the first step. The entity starting small before escalating to more obvious and alarming activity. So, faulty wiring, or a ghost making itself known one step at a time. You decide. Now in this next video, Chrissy is casually recording herself in a room when something happens that absolutely terrifies her. Take a look.
Please be sure to monitor your emotional state while watching this video. Hello. Hello. About how many people are you with right now? Are you sure? Did you... Do you believe violence is ever justified? If you had to guess, how long would you say it would take to get from your front door to where you are right now? How far would you go to protect a loved one? What's your favorite color? Are you Do you have any pets? How did your parents treat you as a child? Have you ever seen a dead body? What's your favorite color? What's 4 times 4? Do you cry at funerals? Were you happy or sad as a child? Are you happy now? Where are your...
It started with her feeling a rush of cold air, but you see, it's late fall and none of her windows was open. You'll also notice the moon decoration wasn't moving at the beginning of the video, but as soon as she feels the cold air, it reacts too. Then, the blanket starts shifting across the bed, with no one in sight. Theories flooded the comments. Some believe it could be a classic sign of a spirit passing through, since cold spots are often reported right before physical disturbances. A few skeptics argued it could be vibrations from a hidden source, But that doesn't explain the blanket movement with no one nearby. And then there's the more unsettling idea that whatever was in her room was attached to her. But I'll let you be the judge on this one. In the following video, Gina is happily recording herself talking about her latest find and explaining just how much she loves collecting old, vintage, and spooky items, when she hears something that stops her mid-sentence.
There's something about vintage, Halloween, and Christmas decorations that I love, right? Like, it's old, it's timeless. I swear to God, I don't know what that would... Like, I don't know if you could hear that. Hold on. Like, I'm home alone right now. I have no clue what that was. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded like something fell. I have no clue what it was. I'm home alone, like my daughter's sleeping. But anyways, I went to an estate sale looking for vintage Halloween and Christmas decor. Like, now I'm freaked out. Now I'm really freaked out. So I found an antique that is creepy. So the lady who was, running the estate sale was like, "Oh, are you looking for something?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for vintage holiday decor. I love like spooky stuff, Halloween, Christmas, whatever." And she was like, "Oh, we don't have any decorations, but I do have something spooky." And I was like, "Ooh, what is it? Like, I love spooky stuff." And she shows me this. I had to have it. Like, she's so pretty, but like, it is spooky. So I asked the lady, I was like, why is she considered spooky? Like, why, like, what's the story? And she was like, "Well, she was my mom's." And this lady was like in her 50s. So I was like, okay, it's gotta be old. Because if it was her mom's, you know what I mean? It was my mom's. I just heard something again. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. It was my mom's, and just weird stuff would happen. My mom would just say weird stuff would happen in the house all the time, and I don't really want it. So I bought it. So maybe all this weird stuff happening is because I brought this girl home. But I'll keep you guys updated.
It didn't take long for people to connect the dots. If you constantly surround yourself with objects from the past, especially ones tied to unsettling histories, you might just be inviting their stories, and maybe their spirits, into your home. And the doll she was holding in this video, many are convinced it's haunted. The one question everyone kept asking was, why would she bring it home? But as they say, when your heart is drawn to something, logic doesn't always get a vote. What she posted next, however, made that love for the strange dolls a lot harder to defend. Have a look.
So that's pretty much it. Like I said, it went on for a good 5 minutes. This video itself was only 1 minute long. I was so scared you could start to hear me kind of breathe heavily, and I eventually woke up my husband, and he looked around the house and we couldn't find anything. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's pretty spooky.
At exactly 4:47 a.m., Gina hears strange knocks echoing through her home. But here's the part that sent chills down viewers' spines. Some swore they heard a soft, breathy whisper say yes immediately after Gina exhales sharply for the second time. If you can hear it too, it only deepens the mystery. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you'll know Ian, better known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter. Still inside the creepy abandoned house many believe is haunted by the ghosts of the entire family who once lived there. It turns out the shadowy figure he saw on the stairs in our previous video wasn't the only chilling thing he encountered. Watch this.
Yes, okay. Well, I can definitely understand why. This is a lovely home. And you've lived here a long time. I understand. Is Fred... Okay, whoa. I heard that. Minnie, was that you? Did you just make a sound? It's like a tap on a wall. If that was you, could you... Okay. Oh. I heard that. That was right behind me. Thank you. Alright, Minnie, I'm hearing you all around me right now. What? What is that? Oh my god! What the hell? That's like a radio. But how? I am spooked by an old radio turning on by itself. You can actually hear the knob twisting as it is being activated. What? What? It sounds like it's changing stations. It's still on, but it's not making noise. Oh my god, the stack's coming in more. Hello? A voice just came through.
Here's what makes it so unsettling. This was the exact room where Minnie, the mother of the house, had her funeral. Her casket rested there for 3 days, and now, decades later, strange activity continues to stir in the very same spot. For more hunting videos including Ian, subscribe to the channel now. In the following video, Kelsey shares a strange experience that took place just days after a heartbreaking loss, and she even shares what she thinks might be behind it. Now, just for context, Kelsey's grandfather was a huge believer in ghosts and spirits, and he always told her that if he ever made it to the other side, he'd find a way to prove he's still around. Sadly, he passed away on November 12th, 2023, and 2 days later, Kelsey woke up to this.
See? What the? What the? Nobody's down here.
For some reason, the lights downstairs were flashing, and at first she assumed one of her kids had gotten out of bed and was messing around. But here's where it gets strange. As she reaches halfway down the stairs, the lights suddenly turn off and stay off. But with nothing unusual in sight, she goes back to bed. A few moments later, it happens again, only this time she wakes her husband and they both go to check. And once again, right when they get halfway down the stairs, the lights turn off and stay off. Now, this is where things start to get pretty creepy. Ever since that night, it hasn't happened again, so now Kelsey is left wondering, is this just faulty wiring, a coincidence, a sign from her grandpa like he promised, or something else entirely? Some viewers believe it was a gentle message from her grandpa. Others aren't so sure, and some wonder if it wasn't her grandfather at all, but something else entirely. Like other videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Now, this next video comes from Kuma, a content creator who usually posts casual moments from his everyday life, time with friends, and life around the city. But viewers get completely thrown off when he shares something way creepier, an unsettling encounter inside his new home, which used to be a church before it was converted into a community space. Before we get into the footage, here's what you need to know. Kuma had barely been living in the house for 3 days when he started hearing unexplained screams and strange noises echoing through the building late at night. And according to him, the strange activity seemed to intensify right after he and his friends had a conversation about the paranormal events that happened at his old place. But it gets a whole lot stranger when his friends come over one evening and they actually catch something on camera. Have a look. This white balloon was gently drifting through the hallway like it had somewhere to be, but the moment they decide to follow it, and as they're talking about how bizarre it is, the balloon suddenly stops, then begins moving faster, this time chasing them instead. At this point, they panic and run.
Separate? No. Like, move away from it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, no. It is what in the say faster, motherfucker.
It continued to get quicker and more aggressive.
If it comes towards us, I'm grabbing shit, we're dipping.
But here's the strange part. Somehow, the balloon ends up exactly where they run to, and the way it moves, it's not random. It drifts with intent, slowing down, then speeding up, like it's choosing where to go next.
In here. Oh, hell no! Oh, shit! What in the... If it comes in towards...
The noise you hear is a small electrical box that has the littlest airflow that has ever existed.
Dude, no.
Oh, it's being blown around.
Okay, wait, maybe it's done now. Dude, you snapped over that way. Why? Dude, why? Dude, no, because like my phone's actually like glitching out too. Why the Hold on. Dude, we're gonna have to walk home. Okay, that was that. Oh, wait, no. That was that. Okay, we might have got it trapped. Is it cold?
Oh, there's barely even coming out of it.
Why is it going so fast then?
Move.
There's no air in that shit. Oh.
It eventually stops at the base of the stairs, almost like it's deciding what to do, maybe watching them split up and trying to figure out who to follow. But when one of the friends heads to the other side of the building to investigate further, he sees something else.
The second one snuck down the stairs and jolted upwards. We investigated, and there were no signs of force there anywhere at that time.
You can come back down here and join us. You probably just got pushed by some air.
I know it's probably frustrating to have been pushed around by all that air, but as you can see with the other balloon, it's not as windy over here in the middle by us.
It went almost the same route as the first balloon.
And guess what it's doing? Are you gonna come join us, or are you gonna go downstairs?
Apparently, there's two of them. After quietly monitoring it, the balloon drifts quietly into the gym, and settles in a shadowy corner of the room where it stops moving completely. Now, looking back at the video, viewers point out that while it might seem funny at first, there's something really unsettling about the movement of these balloons, especially when you remember this building had years of untouched history, and who knows what may have taken place within those walls. Somehow, the whole thing feels like more than coincidence and remains a mystery. This next clip shows Luke having a quiet evening when he decides to check his CCTV footage just out of curiosity, but what he finds completely throws him off. Watch.
So I'm currently home alone, watching my CCTV. Mind you, my masks are right up there. What the f is this? So like I said, I'm watching this bullshit as if that's not freaky enough. At midnight, home alone. What's really creeping me out is the fact that there is a mask on my fridge. Here, let me zoom. That's not my mask. My mask is behind me. So I don't know who put that mask here. Bro, what the f? Where'd the fucking mask go?
While Luke is still trying to explain, it suddenly disappears, almost like something removed it entirely. But this incident gets a whole lot stranger because after sharing the clip online, viewers start pointing out something Luke hadn't noticed before, and the reaction forces him to make a pretty big confession, along with a brand new wave of concern. Here's what he shared.
I didn't expect this video to blow up, but since y'all are asking, we live up in this hoe. We live. The masks are up there. But I'm going to shoot you guys straight. I did put a mask on top of the fridge. But what I can't seem to understand, and what I'm actually kind of fucking freaked out about, is the fact that there was a silhouette. See, I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I did put this mask over there. I'll admit it, I did. But what's freaking me out is you guys pointing out the fact that there's a silhouette. I don't know what's casting a shadow here or what's going on here, but like, I did have to turn on the lights after this because you guys started pointing this out. I turned on the lights and put on the office because what the f*** is Michael Myers up in my house? What the fuck just happened? That's some bullshit. Alright, so there's the fridge that I put the mask on top of. It was sitting right up there. There's the piece of paper, but I have no idea what could have casted the shadow or made the silhouette. I'm still confused by this. It's freaking me out. I don't know.
Some viewers believe something inside the house has taken form, that whatever presence may be there has chosen a face and is starting to make itself known. And with the growing number of strange things he's experiencing, he's starting to wonder if whatever this is might not stop here. Luke also admits that there have been odd things happening around the house for a while now, things he thought were nothing until this video started getting traction. Luke is still confused by it all, and honestly a little unsettled because somehow what people saw in this clip is worse than what he originally posted. Paranormal or not, something doesn't feel right here. In this next clip, Alea shares some strange activity that's been happening in their home, particularly in their bedroom. According to her, things have been visibly moving on the bed in ways that don't make any sense. One night, she sees this when she decides to check her security camera footage, and when she turns around and something even more unsettling was happening. Take a look. You can clearly see the cover shifting, like something is crawling under it. But there's no wind, no air vent, and Alea explains that the background noise is just white noise from her TV, which she was recording at the time. She also points out that the bed is flat on the floor, making it even more confusing. And what makes this even more unsettling is the timing. Alea had recently lost 2 significant people in her life, both within just 5 months of each other. So naturally, the idea that this could be connected isn't easy to ignore. But this is where things start to get pretty creepy. One comment in particular caught Alea's attention, someone warning that the activity might escalate. And they weren't wrong, because not long after, this happens.
That's never done that.
That cabinet had never acted up before until the bed activity started, and from there, it's been one strange event after another. Nothing in the house feels normal anymore. Now, Alea and her husband aren't exactly scared because they've lived in a house with what they believe was demonic energy before, but this time, they're just trying to figure out what exactly they're dealing with. So, did Alea capture something paranormal? Or is there another explanation for what's going on in their home? You decide. This next video comes from content creators who work off the coast of Maine and describe themselves as the lobster captains of the FV Frequent Flyer. While filming one of their usual drives, they pass an old, decaying house sitting alone in the woods, and what they capture on camera leaves them completely baffled. Watch.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking. It was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals? The kitchen light being on. And then in the fire room over there's a light that's going off and on. No one lives here. I think that this house may be haunted. Chase is gonna go inside and check it out.
Fuck you, I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, this house is vacant right now. And it's more than one electrical circuit, so it can't be one malfunctioning.
For some reason, the lights inside the house are flickering, but here's the weird part. The creators confirmed that the owners live out of state and did not have power on. So, what exactly is going on in this house? A year later, they returned to check on the same property, and what they captured this time is even more unsettling. Take a look.
Who would pay for electricity? Whoa, something just changed. Did you just see that? Something most definitely just changed.
What changed?
One of the lights paused for a second. There's no cars. It's 10 o'clock at night. This is 1 year later. Now, we did meet the girl that grew up here. This was her childhood home. She absolutely 100% said it was haunted.
She actually made.
She actually made a video. What is her screen name? Jenna
something. I can't remember.
She 100% confirmed that this house is haunted. I just can't imagine anybody keeping the fucking power on for the lights to blink.
Now, aside from the creators confirming their story with someone named Jenna, things take a strange turn in the comments section. Jenna's sister, Alyssa, leaves a message confirming the house is, in her words, haunted. She writes, "Jenna is my sister, and I am also going to confirm that this house is haunted." Another very strange thing the creators revealed was that the house had been abandoned for years, but the family never put it up for sale and simply just let it rot. But the strangest part of all, and maybe the most unsettling, happened the next morning when the creators returned for one last look. Here's what they captured.
So it looks like one light downstairs is blinking, but the upstairs light isn't. This is a house during the daytime. Timer maybe? I don't know. But as you can see, it's definitely grown up. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Screw this place. So one light is on, blinking, but the upstairs and the downstairs second light that was blinking is not on.
Viewers got into overdrive and started picking out even more details, pointing to shapes, shadows, and faces that the creators hadn't noticed at all. And while the creators haven't posted any updates since then, these videos still circulate and continue to raise questions. Was something hiding in plain sight all along? Or is there a more rational explanation behind the flickering lights and shadowy figures? This one remains a mystery. The following video was captured by Liv one quiet Saturday evening while she was home alone with her cat. For weeks now, at exactly 7:33 p.m., she would hear scratching sounds. Not the usual kind you dismiss as pipes or rodents, but deep, deliberate scraping, as if something was trying to claw its way through the walls. On some nights, the doorknobs would rattle, lights would flicker in quick bursts, and the cat would stare into corners as if it's following something invisible. One evening, Liv finally set up her phone to record, and this is what she caught. If you turn your volume up and listen carefully, you'll hear the chilling sound of scratches coming from inside the walls. Then, suddenly, objects begin to fall from shelves like a force was shaking the place from the inside out. Now, here's where it gets weird. People are asking why the cat wasn't reacting, and honestly, it's a fair question. But sometimes animals, especially cats, can grow desensitized to long-term spiritual presences, especially if they've been exposed repeatedly. Some experts even believe the spirit may have attached itself to the cat, which could explain its eerie calmness. Liv isn't taking any more chances, so she's made an appointment to have the house cleansed, and because the activity keeps escalating, she has also contacted a private investigator to dig into the house's history. The following clips were recorded by Linda, who has been experiencing strange and unexplained activity in her home. And the strange part? It only ever happens when she's completely alone. For weeks, she brushed it off as her imagination, until the sounds became impossible to ignore, and it kept happening week after week. She decided to set up a camera, and this is what she captured. You can hear heavy footsteps running up and down the stairs like someone's pacing in a hurry, but she is completely alone, and this strange sound usually lasts for about 20 minutes, and then everything goes still. This disturbing activity continued for weeks, growing worse with time, and at one point, it was not just one staircase, it was every staircase in the house, like the entity had grown bolder or multiplied.
You guys, I'm hearing it again, but from downstairs this time. Nope.
Some skeptics tried to discredit her claim, saying the stairs weren't fully shown in the clips. So the next time it happened, Linda made sure to record the entire stairs.
I keep hearing somebody walk up and down my stairs, but there is obviously nobody there. There's nothing. there. And it keeps coming up and down, up and down.
Now here's what makes this truly terrifying. Hearing running footsteps with no visible source is often linked to residual hauntings. It's a replay of something traumatic, usually tied to moments of panic, flight, or even death. It's like the spirit is stuck, reliving its final moments again and again. And now, Linda has admitted that she no longer feels safe staying in the house alone, so she's sent her footage to a ghost hunter, and an investigation is already underway. We wish her luck. A guy named Marcus has been dealing with something far worse than nightmares. For months now, he's been jolted out of sleep by violent, unexplainable events happening right inside his room. We're talking drawers yanked open with force, chairs flung to the side, loud bangs against the wall, and sometimes his blankets being pulled off in the middle of the night. On more than one occasion, objects have flown off shelves and deep scratches have appeared on his bedroom wall. Scratches he didn't make. So one night, determined to prove he wasn't losing his mind, Marcus set up a camera while he slept, and this is what he caught.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house this instant. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house.
He lives completely alone, and his bedroom is always locked from the inside before he sleeps, so there's no possible way anyone else could have been in that room. And with the force and aggression of the entity causing these activities, there's no other reason than the presence of a demon. Marcus sent the footage to his family priest, and thankfully, they've scheduled a day for serious prayers and cleansing. We wish him luck in banishing this tormenting spirit. A young mother named Grace has always believed her late husband still watches over their daughter, Emma, who was just a month old when he passed. From lights flickering on during their bedtime routines, to Emma giggling and reaching out toward empty spaces as if someone were there, Grace has experienced enough to believe he visits. One night, she finally caught this on camera.
Go show mama. Go show mommy.
You can see little Emma sobbing uncontrollably, stretching her arms, pointing toward her dad's photo. And whenever she does this, she doesn't calm down until she's holding it in her hands. This video touched so many hearts, and the comments were flooded with people sharing their own emotional experiences and moments they also felt the presence of someone they lost. Have you ever felt something like that? A visit? Or a sign? Because sometimes, all it takes is one moment like this to believe they're still out there. Dan and his wife had just moved into a new apartment, and they were excited to start their family and build memories in their new home. But from day one, the apartment had other plans. It's either the light, the tap turning on in the middle of the night, things falling off shelves that no one touched, gentle footsteps when no one was walking, and sometimes soft humming coming from the hallway. Most visitors brushed it off as poor construction or plumbing issues, but Dan and his wife could feel it wasn't structural, but spiritual. After a few months, they reached out to a medium, and that's when they discovered the truth. According to the medium, the spirit in the apartment was that of a young child who once lived there, the son of the original owners, and he meant no harm. With that knowledge, the couple chose to stay, and they even did a few protective rituals around the house, just in case the spirit decides to be violent. Now, years later, even with kids of their own, the family still lives in the home, and they've grown quite fond of their ghostly roommate. Take a look at what this family has to keep up with living with a ghost.
Get a tissue!
Don't yell like that. Look at me. First of all, don't raise your voice like that. It's inappropriate. And see, now the ghost is very upset. Don't do that.
That and there's no ghosts in here.
Well, that's... I don't know.
Dan and his wife are still trying to convince their kids that there is a ghost living with them, but the children aren't buying it. They think it's all one big joke, and the parents don't mind, as long as the kids can still laugh it off. And don't start waking up from nightmares, they're willing to let them believe whatever makes them feel safe. I agree, not many people can handle living with a ghost, but Dan and his family, they don't seem to mind, so we wish them luck and hope they know exactly what they're doing. The following clips were recorded by Kyle Anthony after weeks of claiming his house was haunted, claims none of his close friends or family members took seriously. According to them, it was just stress, or maybe the pipes, but Kyle and his fiancée had been experiencing some truly disturbing things, like utensils clattering in locked drawers, the smell of burning hair with no fire in sight, and strange whispers they could only hear when the lights went out. One night, when Kyle was getting ready for bed, the activity got worse. He was just about to turn off the lights when he heard a violent bang from the attic. It wasn't the kind of creak you'd expect from an old house, but a forceful, frantic pounding, like someone or something was trying to break through the attic door. This time, Kyle made sure he went with his phone, and this is what he captured.
Alright, for any of y'all who don't believe that this is real, then I'm just making it up. I'm about to prove it to you. There's nothing up here. There's nothing up here. Told you.
The force of whatever entity causing this was more than just aggressive, it was invasive. And such violent contacts are often a warning sign the spirit isn't just there, it's asserting its right or declaring ownership. When Kyle got inside the attic, every step he took inside the attic felt like something was waiting. And when he posted the clip online, viewers noticed something he didn't. A glowing orb moving across the screen just before the clip ended. That orb was the confirmation many needed to believe the attic wasn't empty. There was a spirit roaming. But it wasn't just the attic. Every night since then, a strange banging sound would echo from outside, always around the same time, and always from the same direction. One morning, the sound woke them up again, so Kyle stepped outside with his phone, and this is what he saw.
Alright, we woke up to the banging sound outside of our bedroom again. It sounded like it was coming from outside, yet again. But I think I know where it's coming from, so I'm going to show you. Right there. I think it's coming from there. Something is banging on that. It's happened, it happened last night, it happened 2 nights ago. That's our bedroom window right there. I hope there's nothing trapped in there, a raccoon, I don't know. But it's been freaking us out, waking us up. So we're gonna take a look. Goodness gracious. I can't see very far down there. Let me see if my light helps. I can't see all the way to the end, but I don't see anything. And that goes around a corner. I don't know if I can even fit between the blocks in that pipe. But I guess we're gonna have to take a look in there. Fuck.
The crawl space was completely empty with no raccoons and no rats, but Kyle knew what this meant. If there was no animal and it wasn't faulty construction, something else was definitely inside his house. Kyle tried to live with it, hoping it would stop, but the activity only escalated. One night, multiple events happened at once. Unexplainable footsteps, appliances switching on, and a door slamming shut when no one was near.
I did not notice that this door opened by itself. I did not notice. I was just trying to get the heck out of here. And to those of y'all that are asking, did I leave my fiance in the house by herself? No, I did not. She was waiting for me on the porch. I told her that when I got in the car, I was gonna film a TikTok really quick. So she went out and waited on the front porch while I backed the car out of the garage. I would not leave her here by herself on a night when this place is lit up like a rave with lights flickering and doors rattling and all that crap. Of course I wouldn't do that. But, I mean, I guess it's understandable that y'all were asking about it. But no. And I have not been in there. I haven't been in this little utility room yet. It's just the water heater and a bunch of junk. There's not going to be anything in there, but let's have a look. Let's have a look real quick. How about it? Into the darkness we stick our freaking hand. Yeah, nothing there. Junk. Bunch of junk. Greatest TikTok of all time, right?
The energy in this room was noticeably stronger, and it could be that whatever's haunting the house is connected to an event that happened here in the past. Or Kyle may have unknowingly brought something cursed into the house, like a thrifted object, or a secondhand piece of furniture. And we know how these things carry dark energy. Things took a disturbing turn days later, and this time, it wasn't just the banging anymore.
Alright, I am home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement. And I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. I'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. Don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
If you listen closely, you'll hear the creepy sound of children laughing, and even the cats are visibly agitated. Sometimes, hearing children laughing, especially when there are no children around, can be a dark spirit pretending to be something innocent to lure you in before revealing their true form. Kyle has not been able to have one single peaceful night without something strange happening, and it was getting impossible to dismiss it as a coincidence. One night, Kyle tried to get some sleep, praying nothing would happen. But something woke him up. Other than what you just saw in the clip, if you look closely, you'll see a faint pulsing light in the glass jar sitting on top of the TV stand, almost like something alive trapped inside, or a contained energy trying to manifest. Experts say when spirits grow bold enough to interfere with light, especially enclosed light, they've grown stronger. And this was really the case because after this night, it became worse.
This is freaking crazy. Check this out. That knocking is happening in the attic. Listen to that. Gosh dang it. The light just keeps... Why is this my life? Yo, this is driving me nuts. It's just constant. I don't know what to do. I just do not know what to do. Goodness.
When an expert reviewed this footage, they pointed out something bizarre. The knocks followed a pattern. 9 knocks, then 14. That's I and N in the alphabet for in. Was it trying to say it was inside, or was it inviting Kyle in? Some believe it was trying to possess a space, or even a person. Others pointed out the eerie synchronicity between the knocking and Kyle's emotions, as if the spirit was feeding off his fear. At this point, Kyle was torn between 2 horrifying possibilities. Either something was trying to torment him, or it was desperately trying to say something. But how do you tell the difference? He has tried everything. Salt across the doorways, iron nails near the windows, even burning sage, and it helped for a week until this happened.
I'll watch this and tell me if you see what I see. Well, I thought we had a quiet night, Shelley. Thought we had a quiet night. It was a quiet night. Everything just stopped. Here, play with that.
If you look closely toward the bottom left corner, you'll see a shadowy figure moving, and if you keep watching, you'll see something even worse. The small box was moving. After Kyle posted this clip, viewers were seriously worried, not just about the spirit, but about Kyle's safety. Many warned him that keeping objects like that doll could lead to possession, or even spiritual attachment that follows him outside the house, and they're not wrong. Others are convinced the doll is the source of all the activities, and that the spirit might stop playing games and become hostile. And judging by how things have been escalating, they might be right, because this kind of activity doesn't fade, it grows. Kyle has reached out to a ghost hunter, and the full footage has been sent in for professional review. Hopefully, they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what's been causing the surge in activity and how to get rid of it. But from everything we've seen, I don't have any doubt. There's a ghost in that house. This next clip was recorded by Sammy, who had been sensing something strange in her home for weeks now. At first, it was small things like the lights flickering at midnight, the sound of someone pacing in the hallway when she was home alone, and an icy breeze that always seemed to pass through the living room without warning. But what really convinced her that something wasn't right was her dog. Sammy's dog had always been calm, but lately it had started growling at empty corners, barking aggressively toward the hallway, refusing to enter certain rooms entirely, and even barking furiously at the empty chair that sat facing her bed. Sammy brushed it off at first, until one evening her dog refused to enter her room, and when her dog finally did, this was what happened. People say if you have a chair facing your bed, the dead come to sit and watch while you sleep. And if you leave a mirror facing your bed, you open a portal between this world and theirs. But Sammy isn't too bothered by these warnings. In fact, she welcomes the idea because she's been connecting with spirits since she was 4. But she agrees something was different about this night, so in her next clip, she revealed something deeply personal. Sammy believes it could be her twin brother who her mother lost during pregnancy, and the timing made it more convincing. That night was their birthday, so it felt too timed to be a coincidence. Still, to be sure, she sent the clips to a trusted medium and is currently awaiting a full reading. But the fact that the dog is growling like this is enough reason to consider other possibilities. Because dogs often detect dark spirits faster than humans, and growling, especially at a fixed spot, is a classic sign of a dark presence. We can't say for sure what it is yet, but I think we can all agree on one thing. There's certainly a spirit in that house. This first clip was filmed by a guy at his girlfriend's apartment after she kept telling him something weird. Every night, around the same time, it sounded like someone else was inside with her. At first, he laughed it off because she said it so casually, he thought she was just messing with him. But one night, she called him in full panic, and that tone was different. So he drove over late at night, and this is what he ended up catching on camera. Watch and listen closely.
But I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now.
This one scared me.
I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost, or if it's a person, I don't care. Who's up there? Oh my god, they're like at the top of the stairs.
You could hear it.
Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
Now here's the thing, how do you handle an intruder you can't even see? Some people watching this clip think it's totally explainable. Maybe the pipes in her apartment bang at the same time every night, or maybe there's an old ventilation system making weird sounds. Others pointed out that in older buildings you can sometimes hear neighbors moving around and it sounds like it's coming from inside your own place. But then there's the darker side of the speculation. Some say this isn't just about creaky pipes or neighbors. This feels like a residual haunting, where the same activity happens at the same time every night, almost like a loop. Others even suggested sleepwalking or shared hallucinations, but the timing is what throws everyone off. People in the comments have been throwing out ideas on how to handle it. Set up cameras in every room, call in a paranormal investigator, bring a priest or spiritual leader to bless the space, or just move out and don't look back. But what about you? If this was happening in your home, same time every night, noises you can't explain, what would your first move be? Now, this next clip comes from a guy named Josh, who finally decided to speak up about the things he's been dealing with in his apartment. Watch this.
Okay, I keep carrying shit up here. There's nobody else home besides me. There's definitely no one's coming from up here. I left that on, so that's okay. Not again. I don't want to deal with this. I do not want to deal with this. Nope, not again. Not again, not again, not again, not again. Not again, not again, not again, not again.
He calls it the Hat Man. Some people say when you start seeing shadows in your house, especially shadowy figures with hats, it's not just a trick of the light. In folklore, the Hat Man is known as a type of shadow person, a dark presence that watches but rarely interacts. Others think it's more psychological, linked to sleep paralysis or extreme stress. Basically your mind playing tricks when you're half awake. But posting this clip sparked a heated debate online. Ghosts don't have shadows. One side insists if a ghost is pure energy, it can't block light, so there's no way it should be casting a shadow. The other side claps back with, no, shadow people are their own category. They're not ghosts, they're entities, and that's why they look like living darkness. It turned into one of those arguments where both sides are convinced they're right. But back to Josh. It's not just this figure. He's woken up to find the cross in his room flipped upside down, heard whispers he can't explain, and says he never feels calm at home. And when there's no peace in your house, it messes with your mind. So what do you think Josh is dealing with? And the bigger question, do ghosts have shadows, or is this proof of something completely different? Like other videos, I'll let you decide. This next video was captured inside a museum in Nottingham, England. And to most people who visited this place, what you're about to see wasn't much of a surprise. The building is home to one of the UK's most unsettling collections of paranormal artifacts and haunted objects. Officially, it's called the Museum of Curiosities, but many still know it by its old name, the Haunted Museum. Early one morning, around 6:18 a.m., one of the security cameras recorded something that still has people talking. Watch closely. A human bone said to be over 400 years old appears to shatter on its own. And with the kind of history this museum holds, it's hard to pass that off as simple coincidence. Because here's the thing, this place isn't just a random collection of antiques. It houses cursed dolls, Ouija boards, and ritual objects linked to witchcraft and the occult. Visitors have reported sudden drops in temperature, hearing whispers when no one is around, and even feeling like they've been touched by unseen hands. Staff members themselves have claimed to witness objects moving, lights flickering, and in some cases, guests collapsing after feeling overwhelmed by the energy inside. So when a clip like this surfaces, the question becomes, was this really just an old artifact giving way to time, or was it something else entirely? In a museum that has a reputation for storing haunted relics, the idea of paranormal interference isn't so easy to dismiss. So what do you think? Was this just fragile history crumbling on its own, or something far darker at work? This clip is about a delivery guy who, in his own words, lives life one day at a time. But recently, his days have been anything but ordinary. For months, he's been trying to explain the strange things he's seen and heard while on the job. But every time he shares his stories, his friends either laugh or brush it off as him being dramatic. Everything changed on the 14th of September, 2022, when he was assigned to deliver at a newly developed site with fresh, unfinished buildings. The place looked quiet, almost too quiet. But as soon as he entered one of the buildings, he began hearing strange sounds echoing from deep inside. Footsteps when nobody was there, faint voices that seemed to vanish the moment he tried to follow them. At first, he ran out, unsettled, but he couldn't shake the feeling that what he heard was real. So the very next day, he went back. This time, not for work, but for proof. Have a look.
I'm at this house in somewhere North Carolina. Brand new house. Just has been built. And I was making a delivery here yesterday. I kept hearing something upstairs. And I'm the only one here. I was here by myself. But something kept bumping around up here. Sounded like somebody was walking across the floor. So today we're going to come check it out. See what it could be. It's kind of odd. nobody's here. I'm here by myself. Nobody's around. Every single room is empty. Closet. I don't see anything that would have been moved or could move that's up here loose or anything. See, nobody's here. Nobody's hiding anywhere. Nope, nobody. Nobody. See? Now who the hell is crazy now? Did you hear that thump? See, I'm here by myself. Nobody's here. Just me. What the hell? See, nobody's here. What the hell was that? It's a brand new damn house. Nobody's here. We'll go up there in a minute. Still gotta make sure so everybody doesn't think that I'm crazy. I have somebody here with me. Nobody's here. Just me. Nobody's here. He's back out to the hall. Nobody's here. Let's see what could be going on. See, nobody's here. There's nothing possible that could be bumping around by itself or thumping. Nobody, nothing. No animals, no nothing. So, strange how a brand new house is already haunted. Let's see. I just needed proof. But yet again, nobody's here. Proof.
What he recorded stunned even him, and now he's sure that the noises weren't just in his head, they were real, and now undeniable. But he's still worried his friends will dismiss it as edited audio or coincidence, so his plan is simple: bring them along next time. Because sometimes, he says, people only believe what they can see and feel themselves. The woman in this next video works at a 911 dispatch center, and if you've ever worked late nights in a quiet building, you know how unsettling little noises can be. But what she experienced went way beyond that. Here's the first thing she captured.
So I'm just sitting at work, and I hear things fall in the lobby. Not sure And the lights are off. They were on. Oh, and they're on now. All right, yeah, I'm gonna be done with that. Oh, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Oh, what was that?
Now, because of some sensitive information posted on the walls, she had to place her camera down. But these strange events had already been happening for weeks. She talked about hearing phones ring that weren't connected to any line, drawers sliding open by themselves, even the faint sound of someone whispering her name when she was the only one on duty. The scariest part? It all seemed to start the day her boss mentioned relocating the dispatch center to a new building. And once viewers picked up on that detail, the theories poured in. Some said that the very talk of moving might have disturbed whatever's attached to the building, like a spirit that didn't want to be abandoned. Others suggested the activity could be tied to the calls themselves. After all, 911 dispatch centers handle stories of life and death every single day. Could those energies be leaving an imprint? Either way, after her first experience, she decided to start documenting everything. She wanted to show her boss exactly what was happening, hoping he'd finally take the moving out idea more seriously. And here's what she recorded next.
So I'm at work again. Poulter's acting up as we're now referring to her. And maybe it's somebody. I don't know. Nobody should be here. There's literally no one here.
After posting that, people began urging her to go one step further, to actually try communicating with whatever was behind this. Maybe it was trying to send a message, or maybe it just wanted to be acknowledged. And that's exactly what she did. Have a look.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna do what some of you suggested today and try to communicate with the spirit at work. This is just a proof that no one is here with me. I'm here by myself. There's no one here. Alright, I'm gonna try not once for yes and twice for no. Is there anyone here with me? Do you know who I am? Are you stuck here?
But this is where things escalated. What happened next had her seriously considering quitting her job on the spot.
So, y'all have been following my Poulter diaries here lately. So I'm pretty sure there's something standing in the doorway to the break room. Am I crazy, or is that somebody standing there? Do y'all see that?
When she noticed movement was the moment she completely lost it. The online reaction exploded into debate. Some argued that not all shadow figures are malicious, that sometimes they're just neutral presences caught between worlds. Others insisted these beings feed on fear, and the more she acknowledged it, the stronger it would become. A few skeptics chimed in too, saying long night shifts and the stress of handling emergency calls could easily play tricks on her mind. But if that were the case, how do you explain what she caught on camera? Her boss eventually stepped in, promising she wouldn't have to work alone again. But many think he wasn't just trying to reassure her. Deep down, he probably wanted confirmation for himself. After all, if multiple people started seeing the same things, that would be a whole different story. And then, one night she was back on duty, this time not by herself. But what happened next proved she wasn't imagining any of it.
Hey guys, this is just an update to let you all know that I'm okay. I'm back at work today, but I'm no longer working by myself. I have someone here with me. Everything's been fine so far. We haven't had anything today, so and here we go. What was that? What came from the hallway? Oh my god. No. Oh my god.
At that point, it became undeniable. She wasn't just hearing things, she wasn't just seeing things, it was really happening. But since this last clip was posted, there's been no clear update or further explanation, and like so many other cases, this one remains a mystery. The following video is about a lady called Melissa who has been hearing voices for months now, voices so soft it's easy to miss, like someone murmuring just behind her shoulder. But every time she turns, no one's there, and she even went to the extent of asking people nearby if they said anything to her, but the answer was always no. She eventually ignored it, brushing it off as stress or imagination, but that all changed after what happened the evening she returned from visiting a distant relative. She got home, stepped out of her car, and heard something.
Hello. Oh, Jesus Christ, who said that? Huh? Hello? Oh, God. Oh.
Before you assume it was the doorbell, keep in mind she doesn't have one. Also, she came home alone, and the only other living thing in that house was her golden fish. The sound came out of nowhere, and after this latest incident, she finally allowed herself to believe what she had been trying so hard to ignore. Something was following her. She uploaded the footage online, and not long after, reached out to a local ghost hunter who immediately scheduled her for a full spiritual consultation. Melissa is now sleeping with salt by the door and mirrors covered, a classic protection method advised by her spiritual experts till they find a more permanent solution. If you've ever lost someone close, you'll know this feeling. That quiet sense they're still nearby, watching, maybe even trying to reach out. It's something a lot of us carry. And for Mrs. Collins, that feeling turned into something much more real. She lost her husband just a few months ago, and while grief is always hard, it is what started happening around the house that made things even harder to process. And the moment it began happening around her daughter, she knew she had to do something, so she started recording these moments. Here's what she caught.
Robert. You said, come on. Well, come on, Daddy. I ain't scared. Show me where he at. What's up there? Girl. What you, what? What? Girl. She just be doing it. I don't. What's up there, baby? So Daddy followed us to Grandma's house. I just turned the camera on, and then, cause I see her when she start pointing, she'll point up to the sky. Dada. Mama, Dada. Where? There's nobody over there right here. Dada. Yeah, Dada.
After posting it online, people flooded the comments, but one particular viewer warned her to be careful, that sometimes evil spirits disguise themselves as loved ones. The idea got her attention, so she responded,
So this comment right here caught my eye. You don't mean to be insensitive. That's cool. I'm not taking everything to heart. Just don't lie like the person you commented under. He lied. I don't like that. I can have like a conversation about stuff. But you said that when someone passed, they can't speak with the living. I really don't think he's trying to talk to her. I think he's just showing up. And as weird as it sounds, I do believe she sees something. She's one. I don't feel like she's making up anything. She doesn't know how to make up stuff. I don't know how to tell the people who don't believe, but I truly believe that that's my husband. For people that's calling him a demon, so the demon looks just like my husband is what y'all saying? He don't look scary at all to her. So he just disguises himself as exactly as my husband looks. Because my baby knows her daddy. Also, are there no angelic spirits? It seems like people keep talking about evil spirits. Are there no sweet spirits? Are there no angelic spirits? And also, were these evil spirits not once living? I need somebody to answer that question, especially. I need that question answered because I'm not well versed on a lot of things, so I'm gonna ask questions so I can get more understanding. And I just know I have opened up the comment section to thousands of comments, millions of views, possibly. So I don't mind listening to people with different opinions, different beliefs. It just has to make sense, and it just can't be somebody telling me somebody taught my daughter that. Nobody taught my daughter that.
Mrs. Collins didn't agree with the idea that it was anything dark. To her, what was happening felt comforting, not threatening. But even then, many viewers remained skeptical. Some viewers supported her, while others insisted the energy might not be as friendly as she thinks. Still, she continued to share clips of her daughter talking to her father.
Tata. Mama, Tata. Where? There's nobody over there right here. What I'm looking at?
Go. This new clip got a different reaction, and even some viewers pointed out that the car alarm that randomly went off in the background was a spiritual sign. According to them, angels are known to trigger alarms and flicker lights, but demons can do that too, right? And then there were those who didn't believe it was paranormal at all and suggested the child had simply been told what to say or was just repeating words she had heard and not interacting with anything unseen. Watch what she had to say about this.
So this comment doesn't really sit well with me, and a couple others as well, but this comment says she doesn't see anyone at all. When he passed, someone has been pointing at the sky saying her dad's in heaven. She was taught this. Kids see, hear, and repeat. My baby's 1. So no, nobody has told her your daddy's dead, he's in heaven. Look, your daddy's there. We wouldn't do that. She's 1. It's not like she knows he's dead. It's not like she's asking, where's my daddy? She's 1. Nobody's teaching her anything like that. And for her to be 1, she is smart. She is going to see things, hear things, repeat things. But what you're talking about, that's just not the case here. Just say you don't believe that she's seeing him. But don't make up stuff. It's not necessary to make up stuff. Because as far as I know, my baby doesn't know that her dad is dead.
She later told her viewers why she remains confident that her daughter sees her father and not a demon. One night, while folding laundry, she saw her daughter standing in the doorway speaking softly again, so she asked who she was talking to, and her daughter simply said, "Daddy says you shouldn't be sad." Mrs. Collins bursted into tears and later saw something like a shadow slowly rising from the corner of the room and disappearing behind her daughter. Sadly, the moment caught her off guard and she couldn't record it, but she's certain her husband is constantly watching over her and their daughter. Personally, I think the child sees something, we just don't know what, but in the end, that's not for me to decide. So what do you think? Is this a visit from a loved one or a demon pretending to be her father? This next clip was recorded by a woman named Melinda, who had recently moved out of her former home, a place she believed was haunted, to start afresh in a new place. But the moment she settled into her new space with her children, strange things began to happen, and this time they were even harder to ignore. What you're about to see was the final confirmation that whatever haunted her before had followed her.
Come over here. Shit. Oh, what happened? Dude, run. There's a guy inside. Okay. Run. Hey, where's your sister? She's in her room sleeping. She's inside? Yeah. Dude, look. There's a shadow right there. What the heck? Told you there's somebody. Amber, wait, come here. No. The door just closed over there.
Amber. Baby, come here. Are you in here?
Oh, dude.
And pull the door back.
Oh my god.
What is that?
Someone's
at the front door. What do I do?
Let's go to the front door, Milos.
Dude, nobody's there. No one's at the front door.
Who rang the doorbell then?
It's knocking, but there's nobody there. Dude.
There's no one there.
Should I open it?
No.
The noise is coming back. It's getting louder and louder.
Oh my. Now it's the doorbell again?
What is going on here?
Shadows moving across the hallway like someone was walking through the house, doors slamming on their own, something pulling back just as she reached to open it, lights suddenly going out, doorbell ringing and knocking sounds, all with no one in sight. Now, if it had just been one weird incident, you might be able to brush it off and call it a coincidence, but the timing and the sheer number of strange occurrences all point to one thing. There's a ghost in that house. Just days before this video was taken, her daughter woke up with scratches on her arm, 3 long marks, spaced evenly. Paranormal investigators often note that scratches in threes can symbolize mockery of the Holy Trinity. That same night, Melinda's hallway light was turning on and off repeatedly, then the smoke detector beeped once before falling completely silent, and nothing in the house was on fire. After this last strange activity that she recorded, Melinda was sure she was dealing with something demonic, so she contacted a local ghost hunter and they now have a date locked in for a full cleansing. It won't erase what happened, but maybe, just maybe, it'll finally bring her peace, and hopefully this time the spirit stays gone. The following clip was captured by a woman named Clarissa who was returning home one evening with her children after dinner. As she pulled into the driveway and parked the car, something immediately caught her eye. The bedroom light was on. No one was supposed to be home, and she was certain she didn't leave the light on. She asked her kids to stay in the car while she went inside to check, but just as she stepped out, this happened.
So, me and my kid just got back from eating dinner, and my bedroom light is on, which is strange because I don't remember leaving it on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure I didn't leave it on. Come on. Listen, I'm gonna walk inside real fast. I want you to wait out here for me. Yeah, I want you. Oh my god. Somebody broke into our. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's go.
Oh. Jaden? Yeah, it is. Go next door. Go next door and get your icy, okay? If you hear me scream, y'all hear me scream, call 911. Okay?
For most of us, the light suddenly going off with the image we saw reflecting on the glass would have been enough to turn the car back on and run, but she told her children to go next door and call 911 while she walked into the house. The house was completely torn apart with no one inside. If that's not proof of a ghost, I can't wrap my head around any other reason. What she didn't post online was what she found upstairs. The closet door was wide open, and one of her shoes was placed perfectly in the center of the bed, with the rest of the room untouched. That detail alone gave her chills, and she hasn't entered that room since. She showed the footage to her friends and family, and they believed her, clearly because Clarissa had never been one to exaggerate. Her family members, who were concerned about her safety, contacted a local ghost hunter, and they are in the process of getting rid of the spirit. When you've lived with unexplained things long enough, there comes a point where fear turns into frustration. And for Michael and his teenage son, that point came one evening after months of strange activity in their home. There had been odd noises, cold spots, flickering lights, but it was the basement that always felt different, like something was waiting down there. One evening, they made a decision to go down there themselves and face whatever was hiding in the dark. Michael slipped a pouch of blessed salt and a small crucifix into his pocket, items commonly used for spiritual protection, and together, they locked the basement door behind them.
Lock us in. It's down here. We got it. You smell that? Oh, it smells like shit, bro. Anything? There's a bunch of broken glass everywhere. Okay, we're gonna go. You go this way too. Stay close to me. Fuck. Dude, stop, stay by me. It was glass. Don't move. Where'd you fall? I know. God, you smell that. Did you fart? No. It's so cold down here too. It's winter time. Connor, stop. What the fuck? Alright. We're gonna make a run for it. If it traps us, you're dying first. It's gonna just go. Shit. Hold on. Oh, shit, good. Oh, God. What? No. We gotta get here. We gotta get out of it. What are we gonna do? Where's it going? No, stop. Here. You locked us in. I gotta go. You locked us in. No. We make a break. There's nothing there. Stay by me. Stay right behind me. This is a bad idea. Just chill out. Oh shit, it's still there. Why is it so... What the fuck are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Don't know. You got your phone?
No, I don't.
The noise down there was strange and deep, like growls, but what really stood out was the smell. At first it seemed like something rotten, almost like a bad fart, but then it shifted, becoming thick, sharp, and sulfuric. If there's one thing we know, it's that paranormal investigators often say that the smell of sulfur is a sign of demonic presence, easily mistaken at first, but unmistakable once it hits. But maybe, just maybe, the strange noise and smell could be dismissed. What they saw standing still in the corner of the room is proof that whatever happened in that basement wasn't imaginary. It wasn't even residual energy. It was real and it was demonic. The following clip was recorded in a Colombian mall by a man who works there. Before he got the chance to record this clip, several people had approached him talking about the weird things happening in the restroom. So one day, when he and some of his colleagues were sure no one else was in the mall, they decided to go and give it a look. Watch this.
Bueno, estoy nuevamente aquí en la puerta del baño. No hay nadie acá. No hay nadie. Y allá tampoco hay nadie. No hay nadie allá. Dios mío. Bueno, voy para adentro. La sangre de Cristo me cura. Hola. Hola, ¿estás acá? ¿Dónde estás? Se prenden las luces. ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? ¿Estás jugando con la llave? ¿Ah? Necesito otra prueba. Necesito otra prueba. ¡Ay, marica!
As terrifying as their experience was, this wasn't even the worst of what many had reported. Some claimed that faucets would turn on by themselves, doors would slam shut even when there was no draft, and the echo of footsteps that never seemed to belong to anyone. A few even swore they saw shadows moving beneath stall doors when no one was inside. No one knows what to do about the situation, and those who know fear doing something about it and getting caught. After all, it would be hard to explain why you're sprinkling holy water, burning sage, or chanting prayers in a mall restroom, especially to a boss who doesn't believe in ghosts. This next clip was captured by a man who has been experiencing very strange things in his house for a long time, and according to him, it's gotten more annoying than scary. Have a look.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to stop this shit. Listen to it. Listen to that pedaling. Jesus. I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen. And here we go with this shit again. I'm just gonna wait and see how long it goes. It's never not. Stop! Okay, that works. Okay, so it seems to be wanting to happen now more in the afternoon. Just to prove there's nothing there. Jesus Christ. This is the cord in question, the coax cable, and you can see here it goes directly from here down to my Wi-Fi. So I could, I guess, open it like this, but one, I would probably be in the way of the camera here since I'm standing here, but let's try and test this. Here's the door latched all the way shut. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it doesn't come out, but if I were to do this and open it, that just kind of pulls the Wi-Fi back. So, I mean, if this cord was the thing that was pulling it, this probably would have knocked off, but I don't know. Yes, absolutely we can, because I think everyone is obsessed with this and the fact that I do not have it secured. But as you can see, this goes to my modem, and that is all. It's an old building, so in front of every apartment, they've had to drill holes and then feed these in through, you know, all this to kind of update it. But this building was built in 1932, and if you can't tell, hasn't really been updated too much since 1932. Oh. You gotta be kidding me.
This time it was his closet, swinging open on its own. Other times it's been his kitchen cabinet slamming shut in the middle of the night. He's even mentioned times when objects like his TV remote or keys disappear, only to reappear hours later in the exact same spot he swore he had already checked. At this point, he admits he's less terrified and more frustrated, because living in a house where you're constantly second-guessing whether you misplaced something or if something else is playing games with you gets exhausting. Viewers, however, had their own take on it. Some believe he might be dealing with a trickster spirit or poltergeist, something that thrives off causing chaos rather than harm. Others suggested the activity could be tied to him personally, claiming spirits sometimes attach themselves to a person instead of a place. Of course, the skeptics weighed in too, saying it's probably faulty wiring, uneven floors, or even air drafts causing the disturbances. But for those who've lived through similar unexplained chaos, they argue there's no mistaking the feeling of being toyed with by something you can't see. Now in this next clip, a lady named Brenda never lived alone before, but eventually got a place for herself. On the very first night in her new place alone, this happened.
Okay, first night in the new apartment, and Mabel has been doing this for about the last 5 minutes straight. She is watching something. And yeah, the fan is on. But there's like no shadows. Oh, look. See? What is it, May? Mabel. Come here. What is it? There are no bugs. Her ears are perked, and she's watching something. See? What the heck? What the heck? Mabel. Okay, right before she came in the door, there was a light. A little ball of light that came in the door right there. What is she chasing? This is like 10 minutes straight. What the hell? She has never acted like this. What is she chasing? There are no bugs. There are no mice. Mabel, what did you go under the bed for? So, yeah, I get to sleep here tonight. Mabel, get up here. Come here. Get up here. Lay down. So, I guess we're gonna try to sleep. I'll give you an update in the morning. Good night.
Many are of the opinion that a new place means new sounds, pipes settling, wood expanding, neighbors moving around, saying she'll get more relaxed after the newness goes away. But some people don't like to wait until something happens the second time before they take action, so she already saged and said a prayer through the whole apartment. Especially after hearing comments about the way her dog reacted, like it could hear something moving inside the wall. Some viewers think that's the clearest sign something paranormal might be going on, since animals are believed to sense things we can't. Others speculate it could be rodents or plumbing in the walls, but Brenda says she had the place inspected before moving in, and nothing unusual was found. So is Brenda dealing with a haunted apartment, or is it simply the unsettling adjustment of living alone for the first time? You decide. This next clip also has to do with how animals so often seem to know and see things we don't. A few weeks before Kevin filmed this, the house had been giving the family little nudges that something wasn't right. A bedroom light that would blink when nobody touched the switch, toys left neatly on the floor found scattered as if played with, and the faint sound of somebody pacing down the upstairs corridor. The family chalked some of it up to creaky old floors and a loose wiring issue, but the dog's behavior kept everyone uneasy. It started sleeping at the foot of the stairs, refusing to go into one hallway after dusk, and once woke the whole house by growling at an empty corner for a solid 5 minutes. On the day Kevin was home alone when this happened. Watch.
What do you hear, buddy?
A few people who slowed the footage down and bumped up the brightness insist they saw something slide past the wall where the dog was staring. Others say it's only a trick of light and compression, but the way the dog reacted before and after the moment makes it hard to dismiss. So what could be going on? And if you had to pick the next move to get rid of whatever or whoever is causing this, what would you try first? A house cleansing, or prayers, calling a medium, a structural or pest inspection to rule out a mundane cause, or just moving out altogether? I'd love to hear your thoughts. This next video comes from Ayers, who says everything went sideways after she and a friend tried a Ouija board. For anyone who doesn't know, a Ouija board is a flat board printed with letters, numbers, and words like yes and no that people use to try to communicate with spirits. Participants lightly rest their fingers on a planchette and wait for it to move. Skeptics call it ideomotor effect and harmless party trick. Believers warn it can open doors you don't want opened. Stories about Ouija sessions often include anything from sudden mood shifts and nightmares to persistent disturbances that won't leave long after the board is packed away. In other words, it can go badly if you don't know what you're doing. One night, after swearing she'd never touch one again, Ayers woke up to this. Watch.
Just seen my tape move at the side there, so I've just grabbed my iPhone to record it. It was moving.
She says she stopped using the board, but the activity only got worse. The kind of escalation people often link to a session that went wrong. That fits several common theories. Maybe the session created an attachment that ignored her intention to stop. Maybe it left a residual pattern in the house that whatever's sensitive to that energy keeps replaying. Or, the darkest possibility viewers floated. The Ouija invited something that doesn't respect boundaries and stuck around. A few nights later, she set her camera because she'd been feeling watched while waiting for a friend. Watch.
Well, that escalated quickly. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unexpected movie deaths. It goes without saying that this entire list is one giant spoiler, so...
Any
spoiler
spirits here?
Number 10, Carolyn Fry, Pitch Black. This flawed hero crash lands on a deserted planet with primitive criminal Riddick in tow. Clearly the protagonist we're meant to root for. Fry spends the movie keeping him and the shady monsters at bay, so we shouldn't be shocked that she bites it. But, sigh, we are. Just as she redeems herself, that sense of they're gonna escape sets in. Then, boom. Down with less than 5 minutes left. Number 9, Dick Halloran, The Shining.
A few nights later, she woke to her kitchen completely upside down, and no signs of forced entry. She rearranged everything, but left a camera in the kitchen in case it happened again. Take a look at what happened.
Come on, I've just heard you.
So how do we tie this together? Whatever the cause, the pattern is classic in haunted house lore. Someone experiments with a gateway, the weirdness starts, it grows more aggressive, and even stopping the ritual doesn't always stop the activity. So are these events truly linked to that one session, or is there a different explanation she hasn't found yet? I'll leave that to you.